Hi, my name's David from Hawkins Estate Agents, and just wanted to share with you today a story of a landlord who I met and had a good discussion with about letting his flat locally to us. Now, he was ready to go. He prepared his flat, done a lot of work to it. He'd come down to sit down with us and tell us his story as to how he'd got there, and we had a good discussion with him and went through what he needed to do to get there. He had a few fears which we discussed and overcame, and he was very happy. We asked him about his energy performance certificate, which he said he'd had done, and we asked him what the rating was. Now, the rating on this particular flat came back as a G rating, which is all very well, and we said there's not a problem letting the property now, but we wanted to explore with him how he would feel knowing that obviously of the 1st of April the legislation is changing on EPCs, and therefore every property to be let, or any tenancy that needs to be renewed, or property that is to be re-let, has to have a minimum rating of E. And I asked the I asked the landlord what his fears were there, and he wasn't really sure how that would affect him. We explored that with him, and obviously went through the possible risks that he may have to do work to the property, and he wouldn't be able to renew the tenancy. Wouldn't be able to put a new tenant into the property if the current one left after the 1st of April, and could potentially cost him a number of thousands of pounds to put things right, to get it up from a G to an E rating. However, we explored a bit further and asked a few questions about how or what he'd done to the property recently, what works he'd done. And he explained that he'd done a number of renovations in accordance with the local council in terms of insulation to the property, insulation to floors, to walls, new double glazing, higher rating double glazing. We asked, when he met the energy assessor, did he actually discuss this with the assessor and show any information? And he said, well, the energy assessor didn't ask anything. Asked him how he felt about that. He said, well, it was just, he thought that was normal. We went through the EPC document with him, and it indicated that the assessor had assumed that there was no insulation anywhere in the property. So what we did was have a chat about how we could get round that, and we've now got to a situation where we are getting the energy assessor back out to the property to re-evaluate the house, the property, the flat, taking into account all the works that have been done and the improvements that have been made, and now the property is actually an E rating, because that was done earlier today. So asking the landlord later on when we spoke to him how he felt that, and he was very grateful. You know, he was very relieved. It could have saved, well, it has saved him a lot of money, and hopefully he'll have a longer tenancy, and he'll have nothing much more to worry about. Thank you.